taught you what comparison actually means. I'm to tell you the negative effect of comparing your children, comparing your family to someone else. One of the negative effects is that it causes mental health. It affects your mental health. As a father, as a mother, when your husband gives you, no matter how little your husband may give you, or no matter how little it may be, it is your due responsibility, obligation to ensure that you thank that man, appreciate that man, dance for that man. It will make the man happy. But when you kept on nagging, when he gives you little thing, you kept on nagging, not appreciating, comparing him to others, it will make the man to be depressed, and as such, it will affect his mental health. So, and before you know, he will start talking to himself on the road, and when you will not know when you enter the main express. So if you want your husband to last long for you and to live long and train your children, ensure that you always appreciate and not to nag. Stop comparing your husband, because it affects the mental health. It makes someone to steal. If you are comparing your husband almost every day, your husband might be pushed to do something that is not reasonable, something that is outside the biblical circle of God, in order to just provide food for the family. Before you know, a man who was not stealing will start stealing just to ensure that he provides food for the family. So it is not good to compare your husband, or to push your husband, or to compare him or compare him to other family, because you don't know the background and the source of income of the other person. It affects relationship and social interaction. After you must have been comparing and the rest of them. You make the person to be isolated. You make the person not to communicate effectively with you again. As a wife, you are meant to communicate and tell your husband what you're passing through. As a husband, you're meant to communicate effectively and tell your husband and tell your wife what you're passing through. Communication is the major source and major key to every marriage or every relationship. So if you fail to communicate, that simply means you are destroying your home. But because of what comparison, it can destroy that relationship, that proper communication that exists within both of you. So stop comparing your home, stop comparing your children, stop comparing your family, stop comparing your wife, stop comparing your husband to others. So if your wife does not know how to cook, it is not a privilege or medium to start talking outside, telling people, comparing your wife and the rest of them. It is your duty, obligation to ensure that you teach your wife what to do. Send her to catering school, assist her in the kitchen. If she doesn't know how to dress, make sure you teach her to dress, make sure you teach her to match colors and the rest of them, than comparing your wife. It is not good to compare, because comparison brings a lot of things. It breaks home, it causes divorce and the rest of them. Follow me for more videos as I'll be teaching you more on what to do. Thank you, and the good Lord bless.